in his pursuit of God is a pursuit that is done with intensity. There is no lukewarm person who will ever find any dimension in God. This generation of exhausting all your energy and lying down 5 minutes to sleep, and you are looking for something to make you sleep, and you say, Father, I love you, and you sleep off, you will be among the crowd. You give all your best in your work, you give your best in every other thing. Then when you are tired, you don't have anybody to sing a lullaby, and you use prayer to substitute what will take you to sleep. We are joking. The Bible said in Jeremiah 29 verse 13, it said, if you seek me, you will find me. Only when you seek me with the whole of your heart. So anybody who is not seeking God with the whole of his heart is not purposeful about his pursuit of God. And God knows it, because he studies you, he understands you. When you wanted to marry your wife, he knows how many hours you spent on phone calls. When you were looking for a job, he knew how early you woke up. He knew how late you went to bed, preparing for the interview. He knew when you came to the office. But when it has to do with him, every other thing is cast away. We are joking. If you will need to call your wife for 3 months, persuade her, woo her, win her confidence, you know how many hours you invested. You know how much resources you invested. Even though you were not a smiling person, you smiled by force, because you wanted to woo a woman. And then you are talking about the spirit that hides himself. The Bible spoke in Exodus 20:21. It said Moses stepped into the deep darkness where God was. One of the names of God is Jehovah Zephaniah, the God that hides himself. When God operates like that, it means he wants to see the level of hunger in your spirit. The psalmist said, as the deer panted after the waters, he says, so my soul longeth after thee in a dry and thirsty land where no water is. You want to find a man who is pursuing God? Check his hunger, check his passion, check the intensity with which he prays, check the intensity with which he worships. Most times, people who lead prayers here, they are frustrated because of the lukewarmness of the people. So we are looking for diverse ways to motivate them. The keyboard is playing, the drum is playing. We are shifting from one song to the other just to get the people up. What a shame. When you find a man who sees God, even in the market, he will forget when he lifts his hand, because there is a fire raging. And so what that man does is to service that fire. In Leviticus chapter 6 verse 12, he said the fire on the altar must not be put out. He said the priest must put food on it every morning. If you are looking for a purposeful seeker of God, check his fire. In John 2:17, Jesus himself spoke. He said, the zeal of my Father's house have consumed me. Never lost his fire for a second. We are in a generation where people can't manage spiritual fire for 1 week. That's why we are seeking one revival meeting to the other, because we know that the one we are receiving now, we can't sustain it. And the reason is because we are not passionate about God. We are not guarding that fire. We are not preserving it. In 2 Timothy 1:6, he said, this commandment give I thee, O son Timothy, that you fan to flame the gift of God that is in you. This is not something you quote from a scripture. There are indicators that show that you are purposeful of pursuit of God. God will check the fire of the spirit. For how long can you sustain it? Many trivialize their fire. Even movies can kill the fire of many people, and they say they are seeking God. No, Jesus said, give not holy things to swine. They take it for granted, they will trample it underfoot. That's why they can't have spiritual things. If you are purposeful in your pursuit of God, one of the indicators that show is what you do to keep your fire. And ask those who keep their fire, they pay the price to keep it. If they need to cut off relationships, they cut them off. If they need to avoid certain locations, they avoid them, because they understand that if we lost this fire, we lost the presence. He said, picking us, oh God, so shall we call upon thy name. They know that it is the fire in their spirit that draws them to his presence. And because of how valuable his presence is, they will do everything to keep that fire. If you are purposeful in your pursuit of God, it will show in your management of your spiritual fire. The second indicator that shows that the man is purposeful in the pursuit of God is his consistency in prayer. When you become too busy for prayer, it means God has become an alternative. It's not the major objective. I'm not saying you attended a prayer meeting. I'm not saying you prayed once in a while. I'm talking consistency, because anything that is central in your life, you do it on a daily basis. And so if you are looking for a man, this is not just about I occupy a position in church. Please, this is not. We are not talking professional Christianity. We are talking something that is in the womb of the spirit. It's something that is sacred in your heart. All of us serve God in church, and it's a great honor. But hear me, you can be serving in church and you are dead in the spirit. If your prayer altar is gone, you are no longer deliberate in your pursuit of God. And so those who are purposeful, they know where they meet God. They know the hour they meet God. In Acts of the Apostles chapter 3 verse 1, the Bible said they were going to the temple to pray, and the hour prayer. So the church, they prayed so much that they had an hour for prayer. And everybody will shut down everything to be there, because it was their place of encounter. They will not trade it for anything. In 1 Thessalonians 5:7, if I'm the one who was seeking, then you keep engaging me. You keep engaging my hand. You keep communicating with me. You can't tell me you are deliberate about seeking me and you talk to me once in a while. Sometimes when you come and you're too busy, because I will face those who are serious about me. And so when you find a God gives. If a prophet meets those who care about God, he knows he can lie. Because when you talk, we will tell you which source are you communicating from. We know that frequency. We too can tune into that antenna. What frequency are you operating for? Which God is saying what you are saying? And you will discover that when genuine Christians rise, the fake prophets will stop. You call for miracles and you see the crowd. You call for prayer meeting. Is that the generation that will have fake prophets? But the altar remains, so that many generations can come back and they find the altar. Imagine what will happen if our children come back and they can trace the altars where we prayed. Even when the house is old, when they enter the room where you encounter God, the pillar of his presence will still be standing, and the God of the fathers will become the God of the children. No heritage in the spirit, because we don't have people who seek God with purpose. Number 3, what does it mean to seek God with purpose? Commitment to the study of the word. You want to find out how God thinks. You want to find out what God says concerning situations. It's so pathetic in our generation that even areas where we have crisis, we can't trace God's thought on the matter. You ask a young man, you ask a young woman, he or she wants to get married. What did God say about marriage? He knows nothing. Meanwhile, this thing is written in black and white, but they can't find it because he doesn't care what God says. Most of us have read many books, but the Bible, no. So we know what the philosophers of the world have said, but we don't know what our God said or is saying, because we are not seekers of God. This is why I pity people when they begin all this new creation stuff, raising weak Christians that have no standing in the spirit. First Timothy chapter 4 verse 19 is something like that. Give attendance to reading, to exhortation, and to doctrine. Give attendance. Verse 15 is a give thyself wholly to these things, that thy profiting may be made manifest. Give attendance. Where is the generation that will give attendance? In 2 Timothy 2:15, it says, study to show yourself approved unto God. Give a Christian the Bible, tell him, and that person says he's a seeker. God has no relevance in your life. If he does, you have not found out. Because if you have found out, you will be that careless about God. Those who are purposeful seekers of God, they do business with the world, and they do that business until they are transfigured. The Bible says we all with unveiled faces behold as in the glass. The glory of the Lord we are changed. That glass is spoken about in the world, because he was talking in previous verses. He said till today, when the law is read, the veil covers them. He said now that we have saved, we have been saved, we have turned to the Lord. So as we read the Gospels, as we open the message of the Gospel, he said we are transfigured from glory to glory. This is where our life changed. Because a generation that don't have any business with the word of God is lazy. We love philosophy, we love human ideology. We are gifted in them, but we are still in this secret language of God. Custodians. The word of God has become alien with information. So much so that many even despise the word. The Bible has become like a fairy tale because we no longer have biblical archaeologists who will impose the word from the eschated powers. They put the word of them that do business in the waters. Number 3, what does it mean to be purposeful in worship? Worship is not a song, make no mistakes about it. You can worship through singing, but worship is a state of adoration. You come to that point where, because of what you know about God, you are full of adoration for him, and on account of your adoration for him, you are yielded to his authority, so that whatever he demands of you becomes the priority of your life. The first time the word worship was used, nobody sang. In Genesis 22 verse 5, Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac. He loved God, he adored God, that every instruction God gave him was a joy and a delight for his heart. And even when God told him to sacrifice his son, he said, I'm going up to worship with a young lad. He knew what it was. See, we have gifted singers, they are professional singers that sing for money and no relationship. If a man becomes purposeful every day of his life and gets rid of relationship, and his life is a committed to the demands of the spirit, the generation of worshipers, and tell you indications, so that we don't make the mistake because we gather in church because some of us are sick. Don't make the mistake because we gather in church, you think all of us are pursuing God. Those of us who are pursuing God, there are indicators. We know when our fire is down and we do anything to get it up. We know where our altars are. We know where we meet him in the secret place. We know when all of us depart from church individually, we trace our altars. Those of us who are purposeful in our pursuit of God, we know where our Bibles are, and we know the commandments of God that have become laws for our lives. We know. There's no question about it. And everywhere we are, we know what comes out of our spirit for God. And when those sounds begin to shut down, we know there's problem. Anytime you go to work, you are driving, and what's coming out of your spirit is lamentation, is fear, is anxiety. Something has affected the rivers of the spirit in you. The Bible says, out of their belly shall flow rivers of living waters. Those are worshipers. Because when you are driving, what should come out of you are the sounds of heaven. What should come out of you are the melodies of the spirit. Because even when you are driving, an intercourse is happening. Because your life has become an endless connection with the spirit of God. And so even in your car, even in your bathroom, even in the midst of trouble, before you cry, hallelujah comes out. Because you can't help it. Your heart has become like the string that God plays. Our heart is an instrument in the heart of the Father. Every melody he wants to bring into the earth, he strings the chords of our heart. That's why we are worshipers, because we are the instrument that satisfies the hunger of God's spirit. And so a generation that lacks worshipers is a generation disconnected from